Okay, let's do this again. Welcome everyone that's able to join us this evening as we share some resources with our host from Lutheran Social Services and 211 Central Ohio. Please feel free to share this link with any of your friends. Like, you can send it right now if you'd like, so that they can join us. But we wanted to be able to provide our families with as much information as possible and allow them also time to ask questions. So I'm going to turn things over to our gracious, I don't know, person that said yes this evening, Pam Georgiana. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. Hi, everyone. I appreciate your taking the time to talk to me about what Lutheran Social Services does and how we might be able to help. So I have a presentation. I will try to share it now. Hopefully I will be able to. Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Okay, let's see if I can make it.
I think if you put it in present mode, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm Pam. I work for Lutheran Social Services in the marketing department. And Lutheran Social Services is sort of the overarching agency that that does a lot of different programs within Central Ohio, mostly Franklin County, around basic needs. So, food, housing, referral services, healthcare, that kind of thing. So just to give you a little bit of an overview about what Lutheran Social Services is, that's, we've been around for like 120 years. Our mission is creating a better world by serving people in need. And we just want to make sure that, everyone has what they need and they have it with dignity. That's important to us. So these are all of our programs. We have faith mission, food pantries, domestic violence, shelter, home health care, some senior living facilities, and then we have 211, which is the first program that I wanted to talk to you guys about, because it's sort of like the place to go when you don't know where to go, right? It's basically information and referral. Almost every county in Ohio has a 211, and the United States for that matter. They're mostly run by United Ways, but here in Franklin County, LSS runs 211. It used to be called Hands-On Central Ohio. We just changed the name this year, so that can be a little confusing for some people, but it's the same exact program when it was Hands-On, or when it was, if you've been around long enough, you remember it as First Link. Sorry, it's information and referral. So we are available 24 hours a day, every day, at that phone number 211, and a bunch of other ways to get a hold of us for any kind of services, any information you may need about things you need. So, community services, food pantries, all kinds of things. And we'll go over that in a minute here. So we basically connect you to resources like food, clothing, shelter, utility payments, which is really used a lot right now, home repairs, transportation expense, healthcare referrals, mental health and counseling referrals. We do a lot of that now. Youth programs during the tax time, we have tax time assistance. And we have a brand new program called the Financial Navigator program, which is started by the city. And it's a sort of more in-depth program that works with you to sort of have a little bit more, your hands around your finances a little bit more. So budgeting and bill payments and things like that. So that's a brand new program that we just started. Our main program though is food, and getting food referrals and making appointments for folks who need to go to a food pantry or to get food assistance as well. So those are but we also do these other things, which I think is really important for you guys for you to know. If you need assistance or you need to know who to talk to about any of these things, we can find that person for that group or that association or that person for you and connect you. So 211 doesn't do any of that. We just connect you to the services that you ask us about. Does that make sense? So if you want a full list of everything we do, you can go to the website, which is there on the bottom of the screen. I'll actually show you a picture of it here in a minute. And here it is. So if you don't want to call, if you're a millennial and you don't like to use the phone, you can go to the website and look for the services yourself. So this is a way for you to search for the services you might need, the food pantry nearest you, the person to call about getting some rental assistance or utility assistance, the number of the nearest health center, that kind of thing. You can do that all yourself if you wanted by going to the website. And this is what that website looks like. And you basically just go to this, go to the website and click on the icon that you're looking, for the thing that you're looking for. So if you're looking for health, click on the little heart there. If you want food, you click on the little house and plate there next to the heart, the emergency food, and it'll ask you a little bit more questions about, what your zip code is, and that kind of thing, but it'll sort of narrow down the list for you so that you see who the best person is the best group is to contact. And that, that information is all on the website, phone numbers, emails, all the things you would need to bring with you if you are going to go is all on the website so that you can access it yourself if you didn't want to call. If you called us, if you called 211, we would give you all that information over the phone. So same end result. It's just how you want to do it, basically, and how you prefer to do it. We also have an app. If you're really tech savvy and you have a smartphone, you can download our app on either Android or the Apple Store and do all your searching on the app. And so then this is just a picture of what it looks like. Again, it's going to ask you for your zip code and then what you're looking for, and then it'll give you a nice sort of list of all the places you could go access. The nice thing about the app is that there's a map in it. So, if you clicked on the food pantry you wanted to go to, there's a map right there that you can, then track back to your Google Maps and or the map app on your phone and get directions and things like that. Now, keep in mind, some food pantries you need an appointment to go to, and you have to call to do that appointment or use the text line, which is on that screen. If you need to make an appointment for the pantry, you need to talk to us, so either calling or texting is the best way to go about that. All the pantries are different. Some you can just walk in, some you need to make an appointment, and so it really kind of depends on what pantry you're interested in. Pretty much everything else you can get off the website, the phone numbers you need, the websites you need, the email addresses you need. You can get pretty much anything else off the website or off the app if you needed it. So that is a little bit about sort of just 211 and how you can, and how you can leverage us to help you with some of the services that, you or your neighbors or your families might need. I wanted to also talk a little bit about the LSS food pantries because we operate a little outside 211, which is kind of silly, but it's true. We operate a little outside 211. So I wanted to tell you about our food pantries and how you can use us. But I'm happy to take questions on 211 before we go on if you think that would be the best way to go about it. What do you think?
Miss Georgiana, sorry, Joy.
That's okay, Georgiana.
Yeah, we've had a couple of parents join us. Can you go back to the screen that lists the services?
Mm-hmm.
This one. And just kind of recap.
Sure. So 211 is an information and referral service. So we basically link up folks in the community with a service they may need. And I think we're mostly known for the food pantries that we do, but we also do utility payment assistance, rental payment assistance, home repair programs, transportation, where there's like a taxi service you can leverage, healthcare referrals, mental health and counseling referrals, youth programs, adult care programs. During tax time, we help you with taxes. And then the new program we have is the Financial Navigator program, which is kind of an in-depth budgeting course in a way, where the financial navigators really spend time with you to kind of look at your budget, look at your bills, and kind of help you sort of figure out a little bit of a way to sort of get a better handle on that if you need it. So basically, you would call us and say, I live in Franklinton and I need help paying my heating bills this month. We would then connect you to the resource that's available to help you with that. I think it's like it's called the HEAP program or something. A lot of the sort of payment assistance programs are on a cycle. It really depends on when and how they're funded. They may be funded by the state, and that's, and the funding may come in January and then they run out by September, or they may be funded by the city or the county, and those are all fun, all the sort of the cycles of funding is always different depending on where the funding's coming from. So we may tell you one program one time, you call back 6 months later, we may tell you another program. And that's just the way the kind of world works, when it comes to these programs and how they're funded. But we will always give you the best possible program available at the moment you call. So we would basically hook you up with those programs, so that you could go ahead and then work with those programs to get the help that you need, the services you need. Does that make sense? Does that help?
Thank you.
We also, and like I said, we also do a lot of food pantry scheduling as well.
Right. So does anyone have any questions for Miss Georgiana so far?
And again, I'll put up with the screen. So this is all of the ways you can get a hold of 211.
If anyone wants to ask a question and you don't want to unmute yourself, you can always put it in the chat box and then I can read it for you. Or if a question comes up as we're going, just go ahead and put it in the chat box.
Yeah. So I can talk a little bit about the LSS food pantries, because we, like I said, operate a little different than out of the 211 kind of process. So we operate both storefront and mobile food pantries. The food pantries have been around. They started out as sort of like little trucks. And we sort of used to go around to neighborhoods and drop off food. We don't do delivery anymore, which is kind of a bummer, but we do have storefront pantries, and we also have mobile food pantries where we'll take a truck to a church and and do something there. And we're not the largest in Central Ohio, but we're pretty close. We're getting there. We served, as you can see, we've served a lot of meals. The difference between us and most other food pantries is that we use an online ordering and appointment platform for folks to come to us to pick up food. So it's lssfoodpantries.org. You would go there and you can, and I'll caveat by saying this is in better times, you would be able to go there and order the food that you want to pick up from us. So, as you can see from the pictures here, you can choose between macaroni and cheese and oatmeal. You can choose baked beans or black beans. So, instead of having to get a box of food or a bunch of food that you really aren't going to eat, you can actually, or maybe you already have a lot of, you can pick and choose what you want on this website. For your family. And you're given a set of points based on your family size. So the more people in your family, in your household, the more points you get to spend on the food that you're picking. So you only choose what you want. And this is all shelf stable food. This isn't anything fresh. This is all shelf stable. And then you choose the location you want to pick it up in and the day and time you want to pick it up in. And that sort of cuts down on the amount of time you have to wait when you're there. I know a lot of food pantries, you have to kind of show up at the crack of dawn and kind of, just to get a good place in line. You don't really necessarily have to do that with us because you ordered your food, it's set aside for you, and you just pick it up at whatever is a good time for you. Now, I need to go back and say, this is how we work in regular times. Right now with COVID, we are pre-packing everything in a box. So we're not doing the choice right now. You go to the site and order a box, and then all the boxes are the same. We basically had to do that because we can't have volunteers in close proximity packing individual boxes for individual families. Nor can we have a lot of families, sort of waiting for us to do that in the pantry. So in order to keep everybody sort of socially distanced and safe, we went to a pre-packed box for the COVID, for the period of time that we're in COVID. The box will have everything you need in it. It'll have canned fruits, canned vegetables. It has soup. It has tuna. It has peanut butter. It has spaghetti. It has, I'm trying to think what else it has in it. It has mac and cheese. It has cereal. It has dishwashing liquid, and it usually has detergent in there too. It depends on what we get, but it's a pretty good sort of mixture of everything you might need, sort of shelf stable. So we're doing that for the time being. Hopefully, we're hoping in January we can go back to choice, where you can actually choose what you want. Online here, fingers crossed we'll be able to do that. So once you choose your, what you want, and the location, you make the appointment, then you just show up at that location at that day and time, and we will have your food ready for you. Now you need to bring, just like every other pantry, you need to bring your ID with you, because, and all of the sort of documentation you need to check out. But it's usually a pretty easy process. Because we've done you're in the system, we've done everything on the front end, that kind of thing. So it's usually pretty simple. We do have 2 locations in Franklin County. We have one on the west side and one on the south side. We also have locations in other counties: Delaware, Fairfield, Noble, Guernsey. We go all the way down to the Ohio River. We do a lot of mobiles down there in the south, on the southern part of Ohio. But I want to talk about our 2 Franklin County locations, because I know those are the important ones for you. So our south side location is on Champion Avenue. It's Champion and Frebis, right on that corner. We've been there like 30 years. And we're open Monday through Friday. So when you schedule your shop, and you've picked all of your shelf stable food, that's not all you get. Once you come to your pantry and pick up your shelf stable food that you ordered, you will also get the opportunity to pick produce, meat, and bread. So you can see here in the pantry, we've got it set up where you can kind of pick what we have in terms of produce and stuff. And so you will leave the pantry not only with the shelf stable food that you ordered, but also produce, meat, and bread that you have chosen. We didn't put that in the ordering system because that changes. It changes daily, and it's just really hard to keep up with, in terms of what we get from our suppliers, from Mid-Ohio Food Bank and some of our suppliers. We just really usually never know. But you will always get that with your monthly shop. Now you can do those full appointment shops once a month, or when you sort of use all your points up, basically. We also do produce walk-ins at both of these locations. So that you do not need an appointment for. You can just show up that day during the times that we specified and pick up whatever produce we have. If we have bread to give out, we'll also give out bread during that time as well. But it's just a way to sort of supplement what you're getting with your shelf stable stuff, with some extra veggies and fruit. We usually, have potatoes and onions and apples, and sometimes we'll get melons or pears. Depends on the season, of course. But you usually have at least 4, 5, 6 choices of different produce that you can pick from. When you come to a produce distribution. So even if you did a full, you got your full order last week, and you got your produce at that time. If you wanted to come back the next week and get more, you can totally do that. You can do that once a week and at any time. So produce distributions to Champion are Mondays from 11 to 1, and then Tuesdays and Fridays from 1 until 4. And then your appointments for your full shops are Tuesdays through Fridays, 1 until 4. So right now, again, we're doing the sort of quick stop method where you're just, walking in, handing your stuff and walking right back out again. Just, trying to get it so you don't have to wait. Everybody's socially distanced, everybody's safe. When we get back to better times, there may be a little bit more, walking through and kind of picking more stuff and being able to stick around for a while. But for now, this is the way we've got to do it. So this is Champion. This is the south side, Champion Avenue, Frebis. Now on the west side, we are at Glenwood Community Center. So this is the Parks and Rec and Parks location on Fairmount Avenue. And we are outside in the parking lot right now because, the rec center has been sort of closed most of this last 8 months. And we just, there wasn't really any way in the rec center to keep everyone socially distanced. So we're doing everything in the parking lot right now. But again, it's pretty quick, in terms of getting in and out, because we've got your boxes already packed and ready to go. So same thing. Full shops are Fridays from 12 until 2. You will have made your choice online and made your appointment online. If you wanted to do walk-in Fridays, it's Fridays 1 to 2. So produce, and you will get produce at, even if you had a full shop, just like I said. So this is what we have on in Franklin County right now. We really hope to expand our hours. Especially maybe into the evening and the weekends, when things are sort of a little bit more loose in terms of, being able to have volunteers come in and help us. We're a really slim staff, and we really rely on volunteers to help us do a lot of these distributions and the food packing and all of that. And we just can't do that right now with COVID. So look to in the future for us to be able to give you evening and weekend hours at Champion for sure, and more days at West and at Glenwood, hopefully sooner rather than later. But that is how our pantries work. So, whereas you might have to call to make an appointment at, the Purple Door Pantry in Grove City, you might have to call 211 to make an appointment there. For us, you go to lssfoodpantries.org to make your appointment. And if you wanted any more information about any of the programs for Lutheran Social Services, this is the website to go to. Can I answer any questions for anyone?
I'm not seeing anything in the chat yet, so
so through Lutheran Social Services, right? You gave us the information about the 2 main pantries there.
Mm-hmm.
Make your appointment online,
Mm-hmm.
as well as through 211, all of the other resources in which they can go through the network of hope, correct? Okay.
Yeah, so 211, you can use any of these ways to get a hold of us. You can use the website, you can use the phone number, you can use the app, you can use the text line. We made the food pantry website a little easier to remember, lssfoodpantries.org. If you've used the 211 website before it became 211, it was still hands-on, that website also works too. That was 211centralohio.org. That works too. That'll get you to this page. Basically, like I said, 211 is just hooking you up with other services that LSS doesn't necessarily provide, but is available in Franklin County.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Families, do you have any questions for Miss Georgiana? Okay, if not, if you can stay with us, and then I know Miss Hostetler wanted to share some information as well about AIMS and some upcoming opportunities that we have.
Should I stop sharing? I'll stop sharing. There we go.
Thank you. Yeah, awesome. So for those of you that haven't met me, my name is Joy Hostetler, and I am the social worker at AIMS this year. I'm happy to have joined the team and looking forward to meeting folks when we can finally get back in the building. I'm going to show you just a couple of things. This document here, I'm going to share with you in the chat, and also I'll make it available. Just has some multiple things, but I wanted to kind of go through a couple of important things. One is that next Thursday at this same time, and we picked this time slot based on the parent surveys that we did at the beginning of the year. This seemed to be the best time for parents. So next Thursday at this same time from 6:30 to 7:30, we're going to have a drive-through distribution of stuff. We have some food, we have some personal products like laundry detergent, deodorant, toothbrushes, toothpaste, tampons for girls, pads, things like that, a few winter coats, some school supplies. So what we're going to do is have folks drive through and we'll give you a bag or a box, and then you can just keep on going. No need for advanced registration, no need for, proving that you're in need. We just want to provide what we can to our families. So that's going to be next week from 6:30 to 7:30. Now, the winter coats that we have are limited. So before we leave today, again, I'm going to put this link in the chat. So you guys kind of, by attending tonight, have first dibs if any of your kids need a winter coat. If you could fill out that Google form for us, though, we don't want to hold up the line next Thursday by getting coat sizes from folks. So we're going to put this form out, and if your child does need a coat, just fill it out real quick so that we can have it ready for you. We'll know what size that you need, and when you pull up and you say, I am Joy Hostetler, I know Joy Hostetler needs 2 coats these sizes, we'll have them ready for you. A couple of things about just reminding you all of how we can support. If you haven't already, please, did my screen change, Miss Dodson? Can we see the YouTube now?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if it was changing with when I changed. So Miss Dodson has a YouTube channel, and I watch her videos every morning. They always make me smile. So whatever's happening at AIMS for the day, sometimes for the week, any important events are coming up on that YouTube channel. I know she sends out a link to those YouTubes, but it's kind of convenient to have it right on your phone. If you subscribe to the channel, then you get a notification that there's a new video. So I like having it on my phone. I just wanted to mention that. We also started yesterday Wellness Wednesdays, and we have a clinician from Children's Hospital that just is doing like a couple of minute wellness tip, things that we can do for self-care, that our kids can do to try and keep their mental health, their social, emotional well-being in a good place, because we're in tough times right now. So think about subscribing to the YouTube channel. We also have an Instagram that we're sharing pictures of things that are happening at AIMS. It's virtual stuff right now, but it's still kind of fun to see the kids if they're dressed up for a certain theme. And that on Instagram is Arts Impact MS. Again, all of this is going to be on the document that I share with you at the end. On that document, we have, I have a website for school social worker, Mrs. Cool, our school counselor has a website. So there's some different interesting things on our websites. The main, and both of those can be linked through our main web page. So for our main web page here at Arts Impact Middle School, under the staff directory, any staff member that has a website is going to come up here. So the teachers have, a lot of teachers have websites, counselor, social worker. You can also get teacher contact information and email that way if you want to contact your child's teacher. This is the coat form that I'm going to show you, the coat distribution I'm going to send to you. Let me check my list and see if I got everything here. The last thing I'm asking at, there's a tech page that our parent consultants for Columbus City Schools did. And it's really, really helpful. If you're struggling or you have a friend or your kids are struggling with technology, they did a really nice one-page support that can help you with various things. If your child doesn't know how to check their email, there's a link with a video that shows how to do that. Chromebook, Clever, Google Classroom, how all of these things work. And sometimes there's a video, sometimes there's a video and written instructions, but from this document, you can click on any of these things and get some support on the technology side. I like that they have this, the kind of the pictures up top so you can see the iReady assessments that we're doing, information is there. So this is a helpful document. Again, this is all referenced on the one that I'll share with you. Finally, what I'm going to ask you to do, which would be really helpful, is just to kind of give us your opinion on this session. How do we do? What would you like to learn in the future? What might we be able to share in the future? I know we've asked some of that before, but right now we're in a time, so we just want to know, is there something else that you would like to learn about as we do these sessions and try to support families here at Ames? So while I'm grabbing this winter coat sign up that I'm going to put in the chat, does anyone have any questions about anything that we've talked about tonight?
Ms. Joy,
Yes.
I sent you an email and a link maybe to share with the Battelle for Kids survey that CCS is doing. Just trying to get the demographic from all the schools, and it's going to be shared out with the parents with results. I've been working with, me and a few other family ambassadors have been working with, what's his name, Mike, to get this survey together so that it just doesn't hit a dead end and you do the survey but you get no results. So it's a pretty it's going to be a goal, and they're going to share with the parents too.
And is that, Ms. Hunters, is that in connection with the sessions we did last year with Battelle, the portrait of a graduate?
No, it is in connections. He's the same guy, but this one is it's more geared towards the pandemic. Like at first it gives a CCS, and then it's geared towards the pandemic and how things have shifted. And now trying to, meet the needs for the global district.
Great. Okay. Is it okay with you if I add that to the one-page document that I'm going to share? Okay, so I'll add that link. And
it's a QRC too on there. A QRC if they just want to scan it. Okay,
great. So right now what's in the chat is the coat form. So if anybody needs that coat, and then I'm going to link the other one page that has everything on it. So If you could please complete the evaluation. If you need a code, complete that, and then save that document for future use. And it's live, so as things come up, I can add into there. I'm going to go ahead and add the link that Ms. Saunders just talked about. So we'll keep it live. It'll always have the most current information.
Ms. Hostetler, the link that you shared for coats, that was the one to edit the document.
Oh, darn it. Why do I do that? Why do I do that?
So I didn't want you to send that out and then not get.
Sometimes I still have technology problems. Okay, send link, copy. Okay, we'll try that again. Yeah, you don't want to change my form because then that'll really be problematic. I won't be able to figure it out. All right, this is the right one. So this will give you the ability to enter a size and the child's name.
So we have a lot of materials, supplies, like Ms. Hostetler was saying, hygiene packs, food bags, like snacks, things like that we have in the building, plus the coat. So we're hoping to get rid of all of it on Thursday because we have another shipment coming in January for people that donate to us. So please share this information. I know, Ms. Romero, you love my morning announcements. It's kind of cheesy. I talk to myself. I was actually putting on my Santa Claus beard the other day and a parent walked in. I was like, what happens? But anyway, I just, if someone's not getting the information or a parent says, I have no idea, I try and get all that out. So if you can share with them that we have tons and tons of, if a kid needs a notebook or a binder, we have materials to give to our families, and we're just going to do like a drive-through. I'm going to be sending that information out this week. Sunday, really. It'll come in my Sunday update. We are going to be using the back of the building versus the front so that people will drive down the service road, and it's typically where the buses normally are in the mornings and the afternoon. It'll just give us more space, making sure we're not blocking Jack Gibbs Boulevard or anything. All right, any questions for Ms. Hostetler or Ms. Georgiana? Or if you just want to say anything, you can unmute yourself. Thank you both, Ms. Lowry and Dr. Unrow, staff members with Columbus City Schools and with Ames for joining our meeting tonight. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. I did record this session. We will post it to our YouTube page once it's downloaded and saved on the cloud. I'll snip it down to where it's just the two presentations from Ms. Hostetler and Ms. Georgiana. So if we don't have anything else.
I have one more minute to get this refreshed so that I can share this. This is the one-page document. So you'll want to copy and paste this link somewhere where you can pull it up because it'll have everything on there. If you wouldn't mind, please, completing that brief survey, just so we know how we can be helpful in the future. I'm new to Ames. I don't know your children yet. I don't know you, and I really want to be a helpful part of this team. So that will help us to know how to really, get the information to you that you're looking for. So this is the document you want to save. So if you all could copy and paste that. That'll have everything on it. And please feel free to reach out to myself, to Ms. Dodson, to your child's teachers, to Mrs. Cool, our counselor. At any point, let us know how we can be helpful.
All right, thank you for joining us and have a lovely evening, and hopefully we'll see you next Thursday.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Thanks for having me.
Ms. Saunders.
Hi, Miss Joy. Hi, Miss
Hi.
Dotson. Mm,
We haven't seen you in a while. You doing okay?